All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that could honestly be a total game changer for your career, the skills that really define you. We'll break down the whole hard skills versus soft skills thing and give you the exact words and grammar you need to talk about your strengths with absolute confidence. So let's just jump right in with the big question, right? What really matters more when it comes to your career? Is it the technical stuff, the things you can prove you know on paper, what you can do? Or is it something a little more personal about who you are? It's a classic debate, and by the end of this, you're going to have all the tools to answer that for yourself. Okay, first things first, we have got to get to the heart of this. Understanding the fundamental difference between these two types of skills is, without a doubt, the foundation for figuring out your own professional value. So what's the deal with these two? It's actually pretty simple when you break it down. Hard skills are your technical abilities. Think about anything that's measurable and can be taught, like coding, speaking another language, or using some specific software. You can quantify them. Soft skills, on the other hand, well, they're your personal qualities. They're all about your character, how you work with other people, how you manage yourself. They really define how you do your job. And here's a really easy way to think about what they do for you. Hard skills, they get you noticed. They're what get your foot in the door and land you that interview. But it's your soft skills, things like communication, teamwork, problem solving, that help you actually thrive, keep the job, and move up in your career. You 100% need both. Let's move on to our next tool. Now that we understand the difference, we need the right vocabulary to talk about our strengths. I mean, it's not really enough to just say you're a good worker, right? You need the words to explain exactly why you are. Here are some of the most powerful words you can start using. Being resilient, that means you bounce back fast when things get tough. Being reliable, that just means people know they can count on you to get things done. And being ambitious shows you've got that fire, that desire to succeed. Using words like these just paints a way clearer, much more professional picture of who you are. And hey, if you really want to sound more natural, idioms are your best friend. Instead of saying, I need to get my first opportunity, you can say you need to get your foot in the door. Instead of, I make quick decisions under pressure, you say you think on your feet. Trust me, using these makes your language so much more dynamic. All right, now for the secret weapon that really connects all of this stuff, the grammar. We're going to build your blueprint for describing skills and people with perfect clarity, and we're going to do it using something called relative clauses. Now, don't let the grammar terms scare you off. The idea is incredibly simple. Think of it like this. One type of clause, a defining clause, is like a structural wall in a house. It's absolutely essential. You can't remove it or the whole meaning just collapses. The other type, a non-defining clause, is like a decorative fixture you hang on that wall. It adds some nice extra detail, but it isn't essential to the house's structure. And here it is, your ultimate cheat sheet. For defining clauses, remember, the information is necessary, there are absolutely no commas, and you can often use the word that. Now for non-defining clauses, the info is extra, it must be separated by commas, and this is a big one, you can never, ever use that. Got it? Those three rules are your key. Okay, let's see a defining clause in action. If we just said, hard skills are abilities, the sentence is just too vague, right? The clause, which can be measured, is essential info because it defines exactly what kind of abilities we're talking about. You can't take it out. And notice, no commas. Now for the other kind. So the main point of this sentence is that Sama's grandfather has one daughter. The part in the middle, who lives in a suit, is just extra, non-essential information. It's interesting, for sure, but we could totally remove it, and the core meaning of the sentence would be exactly the same. And look at the big giveaway. It's sandwiched between those commas. So, we've got the concepts, we have the vocabulary, and we have the grammar. Now what? Let's see how this all comes together in the real world. How do we actually use all this stuff? A great way to test our understanding is to challenge a common myth, like this one. So take a second and really think about it. Is creativity really just for the artsy types? True or false? The answer is, of course, a big false. And this gets to a super important point. Creativity isn't just about painting or writing poems. It is a vital soft skill for problem solving. An engineer who finds an innovative new solution, or an accountant who figures out a more efficient process, that is creativity at work, right there. And when it comes to something like writing, you can bring all these tools together. So say the challenge is to write a descriptive essay. By using that vivid vocabulary we talked about and applying those relative clauses we just mastered, you can make your writing so much clearer and more persuasive. Use your defining clauses to nail down the essential details, and then sprinkle in some non-defining clauses to add those rich extras that really bring your description to life. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground today. So let's wrap it all up by quickly summarizing the key tools you're walking away with to build up your own professional profile. So here it is, your brand new professional toolkit. First, you can clearly tell the difference between the hard skills that get you in the door and the soft skills that help you succeed. Second, you have a powerful vocabulary to describe your best qualities with real precision. And third, you have the grammatical blueprint to connect your ideas with clarity and real, actual impact. And that brings us to our final thought. Now that you truly get the power of soft skills, I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. What's your superpower? Are you incredibly resilient, a fantastic communicator, a creative problem solver? Identifying your strength is the very first step to mastering it. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.